Hi guys, it's Jacob Ferguson, and we are going to be talking about Snatch Game of Love on All Stars Season 5. The category on the runway was Reveal Yourself. Let's talk about the queens, starting with Kahana Montrese. So, Kahana Montrese played Coco Montrese. Now, we've seen Alyssa Edwards done twice. We've seen her done by Violet Chachki and then Aja LaBeija. And I have to say that in terms of playing characters on Snatch Game that were Drag Race alumni, honestly, I don't really like it. I don't really recommend it because it is such a cop out. You're playing a drag queen, playing a drag queen. Um, I know that, Spanky Jackson did Barry Humphries, Nina West did Harvey Firestein. These are people that made bank off of drag personas. Eureka did Divine. In Alaska did Lady Bunny, but the thing is that with those queens, they're not tied to the show per se. Sure, Lady Bunny's made an appearance on the show, but other than that, really, it hasn't really been. None of them really have been tied to the show as closely as some of the other contestants. I think the best representation of a character from Drag Race done correctly has been Nina Benina Brown. Sorry, y'all, my computer was dying. So, anyway, was Nina Benina Brown as Jasmine Masters. I think that she was the most successful out of all of them because she knew Jasmine Masters' catchphrases. But honestly, that's about it. I think that Kahana tried. And here's the thing, Kahana knows Coco. But she wasn't playing Coco. Coco has a lot of personality outside of the show that isn't tied to Alyssa Edwards. She was playing not only Snatch Game Coco Montrese, but also show Coco Montrese, which show Coco Montrese's a lot of her nuances were related to Alyssa Edwards. In fact, the whole scene that she was playing off of was the "I'm not joking, bitch" scene from season 5. Honestly, I really want Coco to come back onto an All Star season to show that she can do better than being sent home 10th. I think that a lot of people discount Coco Montrese because she did go home 10th. And also, she really wasn't that memorable. I mean, if you really look at it, Alyssa Edwards has gotten a lot of praise for being, a Drag Race superstar, but Coco Montrese hasn't gotten any praise for that. And Coco made it farther than Alyssa by beating Alyssa in a lip sync. So anyway, I did not like Kahana's interpretation of Coco. I think that she kind of relied on the "I'm not joking, bitch" trope too much. She could have made a joke about Rupaul still looking like the Black Pee Wee Herman. Gotten some digs in there about Blackbeard being fake. Um, it just was not good. And on the runway, her runway tonight was not really a reveal. It was very burlesque, which I have a couple thoughts. They should do a burlesque runway. They should have them revealing burlesque, nipple tassels and all of that. I think it was a good idea, but it didn't give me reveal. And I think that her being very skimpily clad was not a good idea because you want to reveal to being almost naked. So for me it was a boot. I like how beautiful she looked, but still it was a boot. Next up is Jessica Wilde as Irish Sharkan. I think I think that's how you pronounce her name. I don't want to mispronounce it. I don't know who Irish Chacon was. Um, Jessica said that she was the Puerto Rican Dolly Parton. Or is she still alive? I don't know. But I don't really think that she explained very well who that was. Um, it was kind of sad, almost, to see her there. She only had one joke, and it was the, and it was. I don't know if you guys watch this. It's probably too straight for people, but Serpelo, groovy Serpelo, the yeah, his Moki show is kind of iconic. And he speaks Spanish as well. He's predominantly predominantly speaks Spanish, but um, he was giving me very much Groovy. His character Groovy is based off of Goofy, and each time he speaks, he goes yeah, and that was what I was getting from Jessica Wilde. It was a lot of yeah, it just wasn't funny. It wasn't funny to me, and I don't know if it was because I couldn't understand any of the jokes because she's playing a character that I don't know, but I just don't understand. I didn't understand it. Her runway, on the other hand, I liked. I liked how she went with the chicken motif. It was giving very much Mo Hart's Curves and Swerves runway, like referencing a past thing. So when she came out as a chicken, I'm like, okay. And I like how it revealed into the third look, where it cracked open and stuff. I liked that. It just didn't hit the mark of being up there with the great. I'm sorry. Oh, the greats. It was Snatch Game, especially after her RuPaul, which was very good. It's gonna be a boot. Her runway look is a toot, though I will give her that. Next up, let's talk about Candy Muse. Now, y'all need to stop sending hate to Candy. I love Candy Muse. She, on her Twitter, is amazing. I love her. Y'all, stop sending hate to her. She doesn't deserve it. She played Renee Graziano. I think that's how you pronounce it. Honestly, it was giving very Rosie O'Donnell Snatch Game. Mistress Isabel Brooks. And I couldn't get that out of my head. She had a couple of good jokes in there, but it really wasn't. You could tell Candy Muse was not the star of this episode. I think that Candy definitely was good, but it just needed a little bit more oomph. I think if she had been in James's group, she would have done better. Where there wasn't really that much of a standout. Really, I think she only had like one or two jokes that really landed for me, at least. My mom said she knew who Renee Graziano was, and I didn't. I don't know who Renee Graziano is. But again, she did a good job. Her runway, I can't remember her first look, but that red dress was amazing, and it should have stopped there. I get that she wants to feel sexy in her own body. She looks beautiful. Her body is beautiful. But mama, let's not do a silver robot fantasy. You already did that in your LeMay runway with the Fembot thing. Just no. It wasn't good. For me at least. Now if you guys love Candy's outfits, that's good. But she was a safe for me tonight. Her runway gets a boot because I just didn't like what it revealed to, and her Snatch Game gets a toot. Next is Lalaurie as Suki Hannah. I don't know who Suki Hannah is. I will say that she had a lot of good ideas. I feel like she had a lot of good comebacks. That being said, it was very unmemorable. Um, Her runway look was a boot. I just, if you're going to do just one reveal, make it like a Brooklyn reveal, where she just went all full out. Instead, what she did was just ripped off a cape and that went into a bodysuit, and that was it. You could clearly tell that I think this was her least La La Ree runway. This was her. La La Ree really has been just safe on the runway. Her looks really haven't been elevated to an all-star level, and maybe that's because she went home so early on her season. But I still think that she is a strong contender personality-wise. Um, so Lala gets a toot for Snatch Game, but a boot for her runway. Next up, let's talk about Alexis Michelle. Now, she did beat Arthur, and I think this was the only successful Golden Girl that has been played on Snatch Game. Um, we have seen Rue McClanahan played twice. Both were in the bottom. One of them went home. Even though you could technically say that maybe Davina DeCampo deserved it more than Crystal did. Um, but this B. Arthur I really enjoyed. Did I get a lot of the references? No, because I just recently started watching Golden Girls. Um, it just was never something that I was like thinking about. So I love B. Arthur. She's one of my favorites. In fact, all of those girls are amazing. Her runway was good. I just wish that, like Ross said, there should have been another color or make it a teal dress like Into the Woods. This is the second Into the Woods iteration that we've gotten on an All Stars season. The first was the other reveal, which was the Vivian. I liked the Vivians a lot more. I liked the mask on Alexis's, but other than that, I really didn't get. I didn't really get like. It's a toot, but it's not that big of a toot. I think that she definitely was high but safe. Next up is James Mansfield. She killed it as Jennifer Coolidge. After the crusty one on Down Under did her, I thought nobody else could do her. She did it very well. There weren't a lot of, she didn't go with the I want a hot dog real bad. Like, she didn't do that. She went with a lot of like making fun of the fact that Jennifer Coolidge is kind of a whore. So it really worked out with her favor. It also worked out that none of the other queens really had any jokes. I think Heidi tried to volley with her and she just said, "Thank you." Like, it was just so good. And my brother, who loves James Mansfield, I mean, that's his pick to win, was so shocked. In fact, he said, "Stop, James, they're already dead." It was so good. Her runway is what set her back. It's still going to be a toot, because I swear to God, Cookie Monsters never looked more gay. But I do agree with the judges, and even my mom pointed it out. I can't really show you because it's weird, but like her belly, her nude illusion, as it were, was a little bit wrinkly, so it kind of was like, yeah, we can kind of tell it's a nude illusion. However, it was still very good. Not only did she yeet off a gigantic puppet, but she gave us burlesque in a different way than Kahana, because this was more of the bain de la creme way, ripping off the cups and all that. It was very good, and I am so happy that James Mansfield is on this season. She did such a good job, and I'm so proud of her. It's a toot for both. Let's talk Jimbo. Jimbo was the standout. Let's talk about her runway first. This is what I think gave her the win over James. Both of them deserved to be in the top. But her runway, her walking backwards with Adam's head on her and then turning around to reveal Eve and then the snake, it was phenomenal. This is a shoot tonight. And remember, I don't give Jimbo her flowers that often because I have disagreed with the judges multiple times on her wins. She definitely deserved this win for this runway alone. Her Shirley Temple was fabulous. My brother and I would always watch Disney Channel and all of that. And there would be one commercial in particular of the revivals of Shirley Temple's older cartoons from black and white to color. And we would always see them, and there would always be one thing in particular that we would quote all the time. Animal crackers in my soup, monkeys and rabbits, loop-de-loop. That was something that we quoted all the time. And finally we watched Curly Top. Let's just say, oh my, it was okay. Was not worth the $10 we bought it for, but it's okay. She was a darling. And the fact of the matter is that Jimbo played her perfectly. It was sort of feminist, baby. It was very whatever happened to Baby Jane mixed with Shirley Temple. She was a feminist version of Shirley Temple who knew what was happening was not like appropriate. Like her being a child on Snatch Game of Love was not appropriate, but she still was like, well, I'm 100 years old. It was such a good performance. It is a toot from me tonight. Let's talk about Heidi. So we don't know what her runway was. From her post, we could see from here to here, and it looks like a soap dispenser. So maybe she was going to come out as a giant soap dispenser. Let's talk about Blackbeard. Now, if you don't know who Blackbeard is, he was a pirate. He plundered the 7 seas from, I don't know, but he plundered the 7 seas. You may also know him from Pan, played by Hugh Jackman, or Blackbeard's Ghost. And if you haven't seen Blackbeard's Ghost, go check that out. It is peak comedy. It's about Blackbeard who, and he helps out a track team win a track meet and defeats mobs. In fact, 1 minute. 1 minute. I'll be right back. Oh, where did I put it? Is it still up here? Well, where did I put it, though? I'm still here. I may be back in my bedroom. 1 minute. Okay, this is weird. I cannot find it to save my life. If somebody had a gun to my head and said, find this one thing, I would be like, no. Lord have mercy, I'm gonna have a coronary. recording real fast. Sorry. I found it. This is the Blackbeard's Ghost poster that I have. And it is fabulous. Heidi was not Blackbeard at all. This thing says, Gangway, Blackbeard's on his wildest spree in 200 years as he panics police, humiliates hoods, and turns a track meet into a laugh riot. Starring Peter Ustinov, Dean Jones, and Suzanne Planchette. Blackbeard's Ghost. Go check it out, it's on Disney+. Anywho, I know that, if you don't know who any of those people are, Peter Ustinov plays King John, or Prince John, rather, in Robin Hood, as well as King Richard in Robin Hood, the furry one. Also, Elsa Lancaster is in it. Dean Jones is in Herbie the Love Bug, and Suzanne Planchette is Zira, I think it is, in Lion King 2 Simba's Pride, as well as she's in The Birds. It's just a good old time. Hiding Closet was not Blackbeard. She was Blackbeard for 2 seconds, and then turned into just herself. She definitely was not good, but I think her jokes were there. Her handing Kahana the map was really funny. Her kind of riffing on Kahana was very funny. Her talking with James, very funny. But I don't think that necessarily she gave us Blackbeard. But let's talk about the drama of the season. What I predicted was probably going to happen, episode 2. Heidi in closet is Heidi in quits. It's very sad. What had happened was Kahana and Heidi get into a little argument because Kahana feels like Heidi stepped on her toes during Snatch Game, was already hitting her while she was down. And here's the thing about it. Kahana Montrese, Heidi in closet was just playing the game. She knew. She was like what Ginger Minge was doing with Trinity, making jokes about Whitney Houston to kind of get her to volley. But Trinity took it better than her because the jokes were funny. What Heidi was doing was trying to get Kahana to volley, but instead of volleying, what Kahana did was shut down. So her feeling, I'm not trying to say that how she feels is not valid. It is. But I do feel as though Kahana took it a little bit to heart when it really didn't matter. She was going to be in the bottom anyway. As for the next bit of drama, Candy Muse, Heidi basically had told Jimbo that Candy was gunning for her. And Candy had kind of made this a little bit clear in one of the past episodes that if Jimbo ever landed in the bottom, she was gone because she had won so much. So, and Jimbo had kind of laughed it off because they were in an alliance. But I think that Heidi telling her that and then Jimbo bringing it to Candy was a good idea. And Candy then coming to Alexis and going, did I really say that? And then Alexis not backing up Heidi. That was the final straw. And I think the reason that Alexis didn't back up Heidi was because of the fact that it really didn't matter. Because now Candy has a target on her back, and Heidi has a target on her back. Jimbo already has a target on her back, and those three were kind of the three that pushed forward storylines. So Alexis was probably thinking, no, I should keep this silent to try to manipulate it so that way I can move forward. And I'm not saying manipulating is a bad thing. She's doing it for her own self-preservation. That is totally fine and valid. The problem is that Heidi quit because of it. She basically goes, if you're going to be voting, vote Heidi. In fact, no, don't even vote. I'm gone. she leaves. And at first, I had a pit in my stomach whenever Candy started, talking to her about it. And then when I almost started crying. I'm like, dang it, Heidi. I mean, was Heidi going to win? Absolutely not. I'm sorry. Heidi was not ever going to win All Stars. And the reason being is that I think that the producers set it up so that she wouldn't. Otherwise, she would have already had a win. But if she had quit with a win, that would have made her seem like a very bad person. So what I want you guys to do is spread love. Send Heidi, Candy, and Alexis some... And the reason I'm saying it like that is because I have a dot. It's not because I don't like Alexis Michelle. I love Alexis Michelle. Did I call her Alexis Mateo? If I did, I apologize to Alexis Michelle. I love her, and I love Alexis Mateo too. But I feel as though instead of saying that they are monsters, send them love because they deserve it. They deserve the love from fans, even if you don't necessarily enjoy them on the season. Send them love. They deserve it. So, finally, my top 2 of the week is going to be Jimbo. My bottom boot of the week is going to be Kahana Montrese. So that is it for Snatch Game. And next week is going to be Joan the Rusical. Don't fuck with me, fellas. Alright. See you guys. Go watch Blackbeard's Ghost. I think it was made in the 1950s. It probably was. Go see it. Bye.